Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to another video. To my returning subscribers, you're highly welcome. And if you're a new subscriber, I welcome you too, and I encourage you to subscribe to this channel where we learn all things pertaining to cake. You learn different kinds of cake designs, cake decorating techniques that would wow your clients, wow your customers, or even if you're looking to learn or bake for yourself, this, I promise you, is the place to be. So consider subscribing. All right, so we have moved fast into the video. We are on it right now. We're trying to knead out our fondant. We are covering a square dummy, as the topic says. We are covering a square dummy, and you'll agree with me that square dummies are very difficult to cover. Like the square cake as well is very difficult to cover. So, but in this video, we are going to be trying as much as possible to simplify the process. Now, the dummy we are covering is not a regular dummy, all right? It's a 10-inch high dummy. It's not like the normal 4 to 6 inch high dummy. It's not your regular dummy. It's a high dummy. So hence the fondant we are kneading out. As you can see, I'm trying to make the height high enough so that it will be enough to go on the cake. But my mistake in this video is I didn't check the height of the dummy at this time. Like, I wasn't working. I know this height is well enough, but it's over. Like, it's over enough. I was just too scared of it not being enough that I made too much. I made excess. So, but that isn't a problem, as I am better off it being too much than it not being enough. So it's good. So here is the dummy. Like I said, it's a 10-inch high dummy, and I've had to knead out all the sides of the dummy. I started by kneading out the 4 sides. Just measure the width and the height, and measure and knead out your fondant into 4 parts, and then knead out the top. The square dummy has 4 sides and the top. All right, so here is, I've cut out 4 parts. That's the sides and then the top. And what you saw me rubbing on it was the Crisco. Yeah, you know what Crisco is, the vegetable shortening. That's what you saw me applying earlier on it. And then I've put on the top one. That's the one I started with. I'm trying to simplify this as easy as possible because I've gotten lots of questions from you guys, from some other persons, or from my community members, how to cover a square dummy cake and still get that popping sharp edge. Like, you know, if you don't get your sharp edge after covering any cake, you're not there at all. So here is a very quick method, a very easy method on how to cover your cake and get that sharp edge very quickly. All right, so yeah, I've put the top on and I've applied water. I'm applying water to the sides. That's water you see me rubbing now. I trimmed out the sides neatly, as you saw me do, and then I applied water so that it will hold the sides and help them to seal together, because if you don't apply water, they are going to be different. And while cutting out the top, just ensure that you cut very well. Cut at the edge of the dummy. Don't allow it to go inside in any way, else they won't join. All right, I should have cut out this part, but I just allowed you see. I just wanted you to see also that it's not easy for anybody. It's not easy for Ezekiel. It's not easy at all, my sister. It's not easy. So I'm trying to not make the fondant fall. As it was falling some sides, and the dummy is a bit bent. It bent in somewhere while they were sending it to me, because I bought it not from my local city where I am. I had to order it from a distant town, and it was sent to me. So I think on transit it pressed in somehow, so that part was affecting it. I had to use a fondant to filling. All right, so I've used water to hold the fondant a bit. That was water I was rubbing to hold it in, because like the shortening was not shortening at this time, it was not holding the fondant, so I had to like apply water, and it seemed the water worked perfect. So yeah, I'm cutting out the excess from the sides just like I did earlier. Just use your smoother and it will serve as a base for you to just do a neat cut. The word there is a neat cut. All right, it must be neat and it must be sharp. All right, and then we try to seal them up. You use your smoother and just seal them together. That was what I was doing. I applied a little more water on the other side, since water is now the working thing. I know it's supposed to be shortening, but I don't know, at this point it seemed my fondant had dried more than it should, and the shortening wasn't working very well, so I had to use water, as you saw me do and as you're going to see me do. So the water was working better. So there's no one way suits or one method serves all in this thing. Anyone that works for you, just go ahead and do it. All right, so yeah, I've put the side and I just cut off the excess. Like I told you, I was having too much. I don't know what I was thinking. The dummy now is, maybe it was 15 inches, but yeah, I had so much excess and I have cut them out. And as I was there, I was just wondering what I was going to do with this marble fondant, because it was going to waste. I was thinking it was going to waste, because I don't know what I'm going to do with that blue fondant all of a sudden, as in, it was just getting so much. All right, but let's continue with the video here. As you see, I'm cutting out the sides too, just exactly as you see me do. Place your smoother and use a sharp craft knife to just cut out the side neatly. Make sure they seal together, and then you just sharply cut out. All right, as you can see, that is what I'm also doing to the topmost sides. That's how you continue. That's what you're going to do for the first sides, guys. It's not easy. It's not going to be very 100% easy, but it is not difficult at all. You just place the side. If it's falling off, you can use water to hold it. But a tip, guys, you have to allow the fondant firm up a bit, else it won't stand. It won't stand for you to be doing this. So it's just that I've allowed it firm up. That's why it's sticking and it's standing. When you just place it to the side, it will just stand easily. So anywhere you see a little opening that didn't seal very well, just use water to seal it together. So next, we put the next side. Like you see, as you can see now, is very big. Is over the height is just excess. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these fondants. Please, you push that suggesting for me. Okay, so see, I'm cutting it out, and I have to also apply water because this one is also falling, as you can see. So the water is going to help me hold it while I do the normal cutting I also do. So if you've watched this video to this point, I am very certain, almost 100% sure, that you are getting value. You're adding to your knowledge, you're topping to what you already know. So why not consider subscribing to my channel, as there are loads of other things you'll be learning. While you subscribe, please remember to hit the notification bell, so that anytime I post new video, YouTube would send you in a notification, and you would be one of the first persons to see the video. All right, so please, guys, subscribe to this channel, I beg. All right, so yeah, I continuing with the video. I'm sealing up the third side. This is the third side. I've done justice to the first two, and this is the third side. This is how you're going to do it. This method is a guarantee method. Like I guarantee you that if you use this method, your edges are going to be popping. Your edges are going to be very neat and very sharp, as long as you do it right. As that's the word, as long as you do it right. Just keep your smoother in place and make sure you do a neat cut at all times. This is a dummy, and it doesn't have to be looking like a dummy when it comes out. It still has to look like a real cake. it has to look like a real cake. So you have to just do a neat job. Make sure you do a neat job, guys. So yeah, I'm moving on to the final side of my square dummy, and this is going to be serving is likely going to be serving as a front, because it's not going to be carrying any form of joining. Looking at it from the front, is just going to be plain. So while doing this fourth side, you just have to try as much as possible to make your hand really straight, because most likely it's going to serve as your front, because it's not going to have any joining of any kind. All right, so you must do a neat job here. You make sure you cut neatly. You must cut neatly and for the both sides, so that when you place it on your board, it's going to be popping. It's going to be the front is going to be giving this sharp edge feel. It's going to be giving a very neatly covered cake feel. Then another thing you can do after cutting, all right, another thing you can do is to look for a good design and also put at that point where your fondants join. Even if it's neat, you can just do it as a design. I like doing that for my square cakes. Just look for a good you can use a mold and just put it there to highlight those sides. It gives it this really professional covering touch. All right, you can see, I know you see it a lot in these in very big professional bakers cake. If you're a baker, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. All right, so I would always do that, not because the edges are not neat, but because I just want to highlight it and make it look bolder and look finer. You're going to see what I'm talking about when we see the finished work of this cake. So guys, I've finished covering this cake. The 4 edges are popping. As you can see, they are very sharp, very neat. There is no curving in, there's no edge curving in. All right, so there's just a little spot there coming out. I didn't trim it well, so I just had to go back and retrim. Yeah, that's it. And it is popping clean. It's a clean cake. It's a neat cake. It's very beautiful. It's giving everything it's supposed to give. I moved it sharply and that side opened, and I had to seal it back. It's so nice, so neat, and I'm so happy at this time, guys. So rate this cake, rate this method. Do you think it was easy? Do you think it's nice? Do you think it's fine? This is the final cake and the host of other cakes that we did that day. My excess blue fondant was handy in making the other blue cake you saw there. So guys, rate this cake and tell me what you feel about it. See you in the next video. Bye.